All right. Welcome back to another episode of the House Husband Diaries. As always, I am your host, Carter C. And we are still working through themes in The Thrill of the Chase, Forrest Fenn's memoir. And today's theme is dreams, and I put kind of like a slash for smile, but didn't go all the way through all the smiles, but it's really dreams, but he mentioned smile in some of those instances of dream. And in case you haven't seen a number of my previous videos or any of my previous videos, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through themes in the book, The Thrill of the Chase, because Forrest has said that there's several hints, things that live out on the edge, and aberrations in the book that may help us with the clues and the point. And I don't know exactly what is meant by subtle hints or hints in ways that Forrest might try to lead us to where warm waters halt. And that'll be another video, but the more that I do this, the more convinced I am that at least one of those subtle hints has to get us to where warm waters halt. Has to be about where warm waters halt. Because if he gives us hints to all other 8 clues, but he doesn't help us identify where warm waters halt, which is the number 1 clue, then where you start. If we don't know where that is, and he says that's so important, then it doesn't matter theoretically if we know something about the other ones, if we need to start with number 1, with clue number 1. I mean, I guess if he told us, massive hints to the clue to number 9, to what the blaze is, obviously you could go pick up the chest, so don't get me wrong there, I get that, but I'm saying if we started to kind of know a certain tree, type of tree or something, that still wouldn't help us, because we need where warm waters halts, or where warm waters halt, that location of where we start. And I also truly believe, and getting on a little tangent here, I truly believe that where you park, where warm waters halt, and where the chest is hidden is within a couple hundred, 500 feet, 1,000 feet, probably 500 feet. Because he says searchers have made it within, people have been within 500 feet, searchers have been within 200 feet, but I don't think they know that, that they solved any of the clues. So I think he's not far away from where it's hidden and far away from a parking spot, my opinion. All right, without further ado, dreams in The Thrill of the Chase. Oh, well, I guess where I was going with that whole subtle hints and stuff is a subtlety. A subtle hint just mentions subtly in one chapter and one story in one spot, or is it the subtle mention of a theme or something, reoccurring in story after story? And so I'm trying to look at what is repeated subtly and saying that repetition is a confirmation to me that maybe he's trying to say something, that those might be the subtle hints. I don't know if that's true. That's why I asked on the Cape Rowan Cow Marathon, I asked Michael Hooley, I think is his last name, I don't know, but Michael, the Forrest Fenn Learning Curve, what do you mean by confirmations? And, I don't know what everybody has their own version of confirmations. And they'll say, oh, well, I know exactly where this is. I'm going to go pick up the chest. And whether that's just, whatever, keyboard warriors wanting to say stuff and just spark conversation or spark, fires or whatever, I don't know. But I do know that a number of people have a bunch of solves, and so there must be something in their minds that confirms a spot, whether that's confirmation bias just because they want it to be a spot, because they like a spot, or whether it's because they see themes or subtle hints or something throughout the book. I don't know. People are pretty close to the vest, and I figure if it's been 9 years and nobody's found it, and the number of people that are putting videos out and thoughts out, and I don't even check the message boards and stuff, that nobody's right. So I'm probably not right, but I'm going to share what I think and what I'm looking at, and hopefully it will help one of you find the chest. And if not, so be it. I'll be wrong like everybody else. All right, dreams, page 4, the preface. Dun, dun, dun. So he starts off with dreams right at the beginning. Last sentence, first paragraph. Nevertheless, the story about my treasure chest is true, and if it doesn't stir your spirit, then I hope at least it brings a smile in one of your dreams. And that's what I mean. There are a number of instances where these dreams, there are smiles in the dream, so they're good dreams. And I think it's also interesting to note that in the first sentence of the entire book, all of the stories that mingle among these pages are as true to history as one man can average out that truth, considering the fact that one of my natural instincts is to embellish just a little. Now, what I think is really interesting about that sentence, and I haven't really heard many people kind of talk about that, so maybe I'll just do a different video on that first sentence. I think there's a lot there. So I'll leave it at that. We'll stick with dreams. Okay, first mention of dream. The story about my treasure chest is true. We have to believe that. But if it doesn't stir your spirit, then I hope at least it brings a smile in one of your dreams. Well, if it doesn't stir your spirit, you're probably not dreaming about it. But he's doing it for the thrill of the chase, the adventure, to get people outside. I don't think it's bringing a smile in your dreams because of riches, of gold. That's not, some people, you can smile, like, I guess if you won the lottery or something, but I think what he's talking about more is that there's that thrill of adventure, and we'll say of the chase, and that is what you dream about. Those big adventures where you're on a quest and you're going to find something and you find it, and it brings a smile to your face. Okay, second mention of dreams. Same page. Bottom of the second paragraph. I'm going to read the last two sentences. Please overlook my slight penchant for provocation and realize that all of us are environmentalists to some degree, and me more than most. My church is in the mountains and along the river bottoms where dreams and fantasies alike go to play. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, well, some of the river bottoms is dreams, and that's just kind of where it stops. But I think it's just really interesting that he uses dreams twice in the beginning of this book in the first two paragraphs. There's no smile there, but dreams and fantasies. I might fantasize about being rich and having gold, but I don't really know. I don't really care. It may be neat to show off and stuff, but I'm not a big collector. That's where me and Forrest Fenn I dissociate myself with all that. I'm not a big collector, and I don't really, I try to take as much stuff as I can to donate and stuff. I just don't need stuff, So I think it'd be cool to find it. I think it'd be cool to have it, and I think it'd be cool to let other people have it. Because if you find it, you always have the story, which would be awesome. So awesome. So awesome. Okay. Third mention of dreams, page 33, my Spanish toy factory. Going back to old ladies and pies, did my episode on that. And then he says down at the bottom, last couple sentences, I still remember that grandmotherly look on her face, and I've thought about her in some of my best dreams. That's creepy. Really? Some old lady who gives you pies, pineapple pies? You've thought about her in some of your best dreams. So your best dreams are about old ladies giving you pies. What kind of a dreamer are you, man? Honestly, Forrest, I don't know. You've never met you, but that's creepy. And I think it's creepy because you're trying to tell us something. I think that's an aberration. Because I really don't think your best dreams of all the stuff you've done, gone. Now I'm talking directly to Forrest. I have no idea if Forrest watches this, and you all are like, "Why are you talking to Forrest?" But let's be honest, right? Like this wasn't written by you or me. It was written by Forrest. So we're talking to Forrest here. Of all you've done at Pilot in Vietnam, all the people you've met and sold paintings to, and had great conversations and all that jazz. Let's be honest. Some of your best dreams are not about this old lady who would give you pies. Or is it? Or are they, I guess? I don't know. I still remember that grandmotherly look on her face, and I've thought about her in some of my best dreams. If I could find where she's buried, I'd slip out there some dark night and push a nickel under her grave marker and just leave it there. Somehow I sense she knows that and is smiling down on me. There's smiling again. Dreams, good dreams, smiles. When he hid the treasure, he laughed, he smiled, and said, "Forrest, have you really just done that?" "I don't know. I'm telling you, it just doesn't seem. There's something there." Are you seeing this? Am I crazy? I know I'm crazy. But am I that crazy? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tell all your friends to subscribe to the House Husband Diaries. He's lonely. He's making videos. He's talking to himself. He's talking to Forrest Fenn. He spent an hour with K-Pro and Cal talking about taxes. He's lonely. Who else would talk about taxes for an hour? Only somebody that's lonely. That's why accountants are lonely. That's why you should love your accountant. They do your taxes. Tax season's coming up. Give them some chocolates. Give them some flowers. Give them a hug. Don't do that. Accountants don't like hugs. They're not really touchy-feely and emotional people, you know? Okay. Back to dreams. Anybody ever had any good dreams? Some of your best dreams about your accountant? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. Page 43. Gypsy Magic. Last sentence, but I'll read a little bit more. So this is where he's lying on his stomach. I've already been through this. This is what I'm saying. What I was saying on the the K-Pro and Cal marathon, and maybe it was the after party. I think it was the after party because we were talking. I was talking to, I believe, Candy. She does stashes and caches. So shout out to Candy on that. But what I'm seeing is a lot of these themes hit the same pages, and they're just continuations. So one theme will be in one paragraph or one sentence, and then the next theme shows up, and it happens to be right next to, contiguous to another theme, and on and on and on. I don't know if I'm getting anywhere with that. I don't know if that's confirmation bias, but I'm just telling you, it's something random that I'm noticing, and I'm sharing it with you. You be the judge. So he pops the screen out. It's easy. He's running through the cemetery, across the fields, towards the firelight, lying on his stomach, pushing the tall grass aside. He could really see up close. The flashing flames made dancing shadows that seemed to move with the music, and there were times when I thought the girls saw me as they swirled by, but no one said anything. No one said anything. It's a secret. I don't know. I touched them with my eyes and became part of it as I moved back and forth in the sway. I always stayed until the fire died down and the music stopped, but sometimes I still hear it in my dreams. Is he trying to say that there's something, whenever he mentions dreams, that maybe there's something just prior to dreams because he's dreaming about it, so that it's really important? So we need to go back just above his dreams and go, okay, there's something here. Let's see what we can discern. I don't know. I never know. but I like it. I like it. I like. All right, the next two mentions of dreams are in My War for Me. And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of discounting these two mentions of dreams because they're not positive, they're bad, or nothing really, I don't know. I didn't get anything out of it. I think they're just part of the story. Page 78, well, it's actually the bottom of page 76, and then you have to flip over to 78. He says, I didn't pay much of a price in Vietnam, and I feel a little guilty for that. Perhaps I was spared to tell a tranquil story that unfolded upon me without a scar or even a bad dream, but has provided a profundity of emotions that still dwell deep and resonate inside of me, almost like a missed heartbeat. And I am coming to that. But I don't know. I didn't read that last part, I gotta be honest, when I was preparing. Now that I read, and I was like, oh, I haven't had a bad dream. And then I just kind of was like, okay, that's a mention of dream. And I moved on. But now I'm wondering if it says, but it provided a profundity of emotions that still dwell deep and resonate inside of me, almost like a missed heartbeat. I don't know, could that be something about, maybe that's just talking about this, there's so much importance in my war for me that profundity of emotions, kind of like waters. And I am coming to that. Whoop, whoop. All right, I'm coming to the last few mentions of dreams. Page 96. And I know I'm way into this video, but as always, I am reading from the 11th edition, 11th printing of The Thrill of the Chase. Page 96. First whole paragraph. It was all a blur in my mind, like a dream that kept floating in and out. I don't really know. I didn't read the paragraph before and paragraph after. But when he says, later in that paragraph, he talks about, why did I survive, so many combat missions? Why did I get shot down twice? Was it only to be drawn to that place? What kind of fool would take a defenseless helicopter to that waterfall? It was more than strange that I would fall to the ground and read such a poignant inscription. And why did the words impact me so? I had a lot to think about. I don't know. Every time he mentions dreams, I think it's deep. There might be something there. Let me know if you're seeing anything. Let's see. 133. Last two mentions of dreams in The Thrill of the Chase. That last paragraph right after the poem. There are also other subtle clues sprinkled in the stories. Now, we've taken a lot of, I'll do a video on this, but we've taken a lot of, or I've seen a lot of people quote Forrest, and I think he says a couple of hints. There are a couple of aberrations that live out on the edge. But in the book, it says there are also other subtle clues sprinkled in the stories. He didn't say a couple. He just said other subtle clues. And he didn't say hints. He said clues. In my book, it says there are other subtle clues sprinkled in the stories. And all he said is that there's 9 clues in the poem, but there's other hints that live out on the edge and stuff, aberrations. And I don't know. We'll have to do a video on that, because that right there, verbatim. Does y'all's book say that? There are also other subtle clues sprinkled in the stories. It was vital that nobody share my knowledge about the location of the treasure. I think somebody else knows the location of the treasure and is contractually obligated not to say anything. That's what I think. 2 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead. That's just a saying, in my opinion. 2 people can keep a secret if you're contractually bound. I dreamed the other night that I had been reincarnated as Captain Kidd and went to Gardener's Island looking for the treasure. It scared me so badly I was jarred awake and don't remember whether I found it or not. What to do with that? I dreamed the other night that I had been reincarnated as Captain Kidd and went to Gardener's Island looking for the treasure. Why would that have scared him so badly? If he dreamed something that was good, now I haven't read the whole thing about Captain Kidd and Gardener's Islands. I don't know. Maybe that ended up like getting beheaded or something, and that was terrible, and that's why he's scared. It scared me so badly I was jarred away and don't remember whether I found it or not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to mull that over for a little longer. Do another video on that or something. I think I need more time to ponder. The last mention of dream. I really like this one. Not so much for any possible hint or clue, but just I think the overall story of just what it's about. So now I gotta find it. It should be right over here. Huh. Not really sure why I can't find it now. Huh. That's weird. Maybe I had the wrong page. Probably had the wrong page, didn't I? Here we go. Page 139. It's a 6 upside down. All right. Sorry about that, guys, ladies, and guys. Page 139, Dancing with the Millennium. It's at the very end. And he says, and what if no one ever discovers my art? Talking about burying the jars, the bronze jars. Will my time have been wasted? I guess the rewards have been in doing it, and the enjoyment that comes with dreaming about what might happen someday. And I think why I like that so much is, to me, the rewards for this chase have been in doing it. I'm getting a lot out of the people, the community, the people that I've met through the chase, the back and forth of comments. It's nice to hear other YouTubers say that they like my videos, other people that comment and say they like my videos. Even the boring tax stuff that I did, people, said, hey, they enjoyed it. Some people were like, this is boring, and it has nothing to do with finding the treasure chest. And I completely agree with you. So let me just state that as well. I said that at the end too. It has nothing to do with finding the chest. But the rewards have been in doing it, and the enjoyment that comes with dreaming about what might happen someday. So I think there is a lot of joy of just what might happen if you find it. What would that be like? How cool would that be to find it? Not because you could sell it for millions of dollars, but because you figured it out and you met all these cool people. I mean, if I found the chest, it would be such a great story to be able to share with people, so much more so than the, like whatever. I mean, if you keep it, it doesn't matter how much it's worth, right? It's just there. If you sell it, then, you have the money, but the treasure that doesn't really matter. It's the friendships that you make and the experiences getting out in the Rocky Mountains in nature and all of those just amazing experiences that you're not going to get or find sitting on your couch. So I'm going to end it here with the theme of dreams. I've got some great themes coming up. I hope you liked this video. If you did, if you do, subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to get up there. I got a video coming out about growing the channel for my 40th birthday. So I'm going to do a little shout out. It's coming out in about 4.5 months. So if you're this far into this video, share it with some other people, like, subscribe, and you let me know that you like it, and if there's anything you want me to do a future video on. So thanks so much for watching this episode of the House Husband Diaries, and I will see you tomorrow.